Hi, this is how I actually track my Indian stock portfolio as well as my US stock trades. We can actually do that in Value Research or in Morningstar.com, but this is how I prefer. Uh, it actually gives me an understanding of when the price drops by 10, 20, or 30%. Uh, so the first column is script. Script is nothing but the ticker symbol that we see in NSE or in BSE dot com. So first would be the script name, and the first is ITC for me. The quantity, number of shares you've bought, the buy price, and then the buy date. I normally use the data validation set to date to actually have the date available rather than me entering. So if we double click here, I get to choose the date. The next thing is the buy amount and then the current price. Current price we get from Google Finance function. Now first will be the script symbol, and then the price. Next is the unrealized profit or loss. So that will be current price minus buy price into the quantity. And then the unrealized gain, I make it to the percentage. So this will be G2 by E2, the buy amount. And then the holding period. I actually use date if function. So D2 would be the date of mm, when I bought it, and then the today's date. So that gives the number of days holding period. So this is just for my understanding. I just wanted to know what will be the average holding period for me. Currently it is 129 days, a little over 4 months. And I also calculate dividends. These are not automatically updated, so I normally check those details in value research. So I recently got dividend for Oracle and then Chaplin Point Laboratories, which is 696, 600, and then 96 for Chaplin. And I have alerts in value research wherein I get the date at which I'm going to get if I still hold the stock. So for future dividend, I have Manappuram on 4th June. The dividend is 0.75 per share. So as soon as I have that on that day, I can see the transaction here, and then based on this amount, I just add that in the sheet. Next, I also deduct brokerage. For ShareCon, the brokerage is added in the buy price. So I don't have this brokerage for that. But later on, I started using Zerodha. They don't actually include the brokerage in the buy price. So I actually calculate the buy price based on the contract notes I receive for the end of the day. So these are the brokerages. Brokerages vary because for BSE, if you buy in BSE, it's a little more. And then the illiquid stocks, I think, based on the stock type, they tend to have various brokerages. So current contract notes by the number of shares I bought. I mean, number of different companies I bought. That goes here as brokerage. Next, I add. Next thing is I actually add the buy EPS at which I bought. This just gives me an idea on let's say next quarter or what is the EPS. So not on quarter basis, but I just calculate the EPS at which I bought. I normally take that from value research or from Morningstar or from tickertime.in. So this gives me an idea on what is the TTM EPS is. So when I buy, I normally update the buy EPS, and then the current EPS is let's say if the next quarter updates have happened, that I update, and then I've bought the stock in August, so Q2, Q3, and then I'll get Q1. So as whenever we have a new quarter, I update the EPS here. This I normally take it from value research. So if we see Oracle, I bought it at 182 EPS, but currently the EPS is 204. So update the current EPS here. And then I also calculate the buy PE, which is nothing but the buy price by the current EPS. Sorry, buy P is nothing but my buy price by EPS. Current PE is nothing but the buy price by current EPS. I also calculate buy price by current EPS. So let's say if the let's say in this case KRBL, the stock dropped by 10%. So from 286, if it has fallen by 10%, I'll check the buy price by current EPS. Let's say if it is less than 20, I normally add. So for KRBL, I've added 286, I've added 259. So immediately after 259, within few days, it had dropped to 229. So I've added there. And whenever I'm adding, I normally check the same thing by price by current EPS. If it is less than 20, I tend to add 10K worth of shares. And I've also added at 197. Averaging down is not a best trading strategy. Maybe not for investment as well. I don't know, but that is how I roll on. This will not actually minimize my losses, but I think if the company is good and then EPS has not fallen drastically, it is a good idea to add. And then I actually calculate the increase in EPS. So I calculate the my buy EPS and the current EPS, the difference between the two, and then I take a percentage. So for ITC, since I've bought, the EPS has decreased by 8%. For Coromandel increased by 6%, and then Philip Carbon has increased by 41%. And I normally add few remarks on what is the maximum PE that was there. So for ITC it was 40. So for Oracle, if you see in value research, you can see it is 37. So I might have added Oracle as 37.94. And I also track the result dates. So ITC is on 1st June, and then after a day or two, I actually check the results and EPS, and then I'll just add it over there. So this is my Indian stock trades. I do the same thing for US as well. Yeah, that is. Thank you.